Hey guys, Phoenix here, and I finished the Springtrap. He's a bit wider than my Springtrap. That's actually better because my Springtrap is like so short on my head, my hair always sticks out, and even with the fake skin covering my neck, it still sticks out. And yeah, if you notice, my hair is red now. Herpaderp. I decided to match my icon better. My friend drew me that icon, and he's actually a really great guy. He does commissions and stuff. He did my banner, my profile picture, and he did my Etsy store logo. I'll probably pop that down in like the description if you want to like contact him. He's really good at drawing personas, so I don't know if you're into that, you could talk to him about it. You know, he can commission you some work. Blah blah. Blah. Anyways, yeah, Springtrap. His jaw looks a little derpy only when you're not wearing him because the elastics have to be on tight so the moving jaw works. So if you don't have a moving jaw, if you don't have it on tight, the jaw won't move properly. And when you're doing the moving jaw with the elastics have to be on very tight. And so when it's not on, it looks derpy, like the Simpsons overbite. When you're wearing it, it pulls outwards like this, and it's fine. And yeah, I gave him eyelids because I felt like he could use eyelids. And you see all the detail and crap I put on him. And yeah, enjoy the video. Oh, and here's a warning. It's weirdly edited. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Herpaderp. Yeah. Okay, so now all you have to do is you take your fabric. I use felt. And then you just kind of glue it down to your base, which is your mask. Now, I know I'm going really fast in this video. Like I said, I edited it really weirdly. But all you gotta do is take your fabric, and I don't even, like, trace the patterns out or do that weird masking tape, duct tape stuff. I just kind of cut out big portions of the fabric, glue it down, and then cut off the excess. Like, that's all I do. And if you have any, and I use hot glue, I don't sew because I can't sew. If you have any fabric that starts to bend or starts to, like, crinkle, all you do is you take your scissors and you cut it, you pull it, glue that down, and then you trim it into place. The beauty with felt is that you can hot glue it on top of each other and you get a nice, almost like a seamless blend, and you can just trim that down and it's almost seamless. As you can see, I'm doing that now. I'm just kind of gluing the pieces down and trimming it and fixing it. You do the same thing with the ears and the mouth and all of that. With the elastic, just don't glue all the way down to where the elastic meets the jaw part, because you want to have a little stretch. Because if you don't have that stretch, the little space there, the elastic won't stretch, and you want your elastic to stretch so your mouth will move when you speak. For the eye holes, you just glue fabric on like the whole front of the face, and then you cut holes in where the eye holes are, and then you just kind of push that fabric inwards and glue on the inside, and that'll give it a more seamless kind of center for your eye holes. I use, for just the mask, I think I use about 1 meter of fabric, maybe 1.5 meters of goldenrod felt. If you're doing, like, you can use other fabrics as well, like you can use fur if you wanted it to, or some other kind of fabric. But I like felt because it has that animatronic kind of fabric-y quality without being too furry and fluffy. It's cheap and easy to work with, and it takes great with the hot glue. And I always hot glue my projects. I'm just gluing down the ears now and make sure all the edges are done. All the edges are hot glued down nicely. And with holes in the mask, that for like the brain matter and all that, just glue the fabric over it. You don't have to worry about the holes. Just glue the fabric and cover the mask, and then you like find the holes and you like you cut into the holes, and then you just push the fabric inwards, and then glue it on the inside. That shows minimum foam. And if you do have any areas that still show foam, don't fret. Because it's Springtrap, you can always just use a little bit of browns or reds, and you just kind of like paint around the foam, giving it that gross, bloody look. If you want to do a more clean version, you can still use like browns and like golds and stuff just to make the character look dirtier. It'll hide the foam nicely. Alright, that was the eyeballs. All I did was take a ping pong ball and I cut it in half, and then you take like a white mesh, which is I got from the craft store. I guess you can like ask your grandmother. It's like for cross stitching. It's like a white plastic stuff. You can ask your grandma if she has any. But you can just put it up to your eye and you can see just fine. And after you just kind of glue it down and you paint the ping pong balls so they look like the color of the eyeballs, which is like an off-white and black. You want to paint the inside of the eyes. Nice black color. Gives it the detail, you know, make it look darker and deeper and dirtier. And the eyes look a bit more even. You want detail around the mouth and everything. Take black. Wherever it needs to be deeper, use black. For dirtiness, you can use like a browns and reds. Also, reds are good for bloodiness around like the brain holes and stuff in the eyes and the mouth. And you just want to outline around all your little holes there and stuff. Do a lot of detail paint around the ears, like basically outline wherever you need it to be darker, more depth. Then you gotta just take your greens now, and you're gonna have to take your green and put it all over the mask. It's gonna be like a moldy color, because Springtrap isn't green. He's yellow with green on top because he's so old and decrepit and moldy that he looks green. So it's very important to just paint a yellow fabric green. That way he looks more like the character. Like he's like moldy cheese is the best way to describe the colors of Springtrap. And when you paint it green, you can still see the yellow underneath, and like that, it looks a lot better. It looks like more detail with it. I used two different kinds of green, and the second green I used was a darker green, and that was just to do like the veins and stuff on him, because if you look really closely at his character design, he has like kind of veins on like his face. I guess that's just from like, the mask cracking or the moldy cheese effect, like I said. You always take your browns and stuff, and wherever you missed, and you know, and be perfectionist and have fun with it. Detailing is fun. When you detail it, you really see the mask start to come to life. See how he's starting to come along? And now you want to take your foam and you want to cut it like a potato shape, and that's going to be his nose. You just cut that out and then you glue it down, and that's going to be his nose. And you also want to glue your eyes down now too. And you can also start gluing in your brain chunk, which I got from the dollar store. You can get probably at any like store nowadays because of Halloween time. I also have some flesh left over from before, so I just used that to glue down in the holes, so it's like his skin and flesh like poking through the holes. And now you want to take your craft foam or EVA foam if you preferred, and cut out some kind of misshapen squares and rectangles for his teeth. You just cut them out, and then you glue them down on the inside. And rinse and repeat. If they're too big, you can always trim them. And you want to paint them to make them look a bit grosser and dirtier, and paint the inside of the mouth and any foam that's showing.
See, he's starting to come along. Now you want to just make sure that you take your... What am I doing right here? Oh, okay. I didn't even realize what I was doing. You want to take your tin foil, and you're going to trim your tin foil, and then you want to glue it down to give it like the more details and stuff. Kind of like the metal that's like poking through the fabric. So, or aluminum foil. Tin foil, aluminum foil, is there a difference? I don't think so. You just cut pieces and you glue it down, and then you can take your wire at this point, which is just red and blue wire. It's like a bendable wire. I don't even know. My dad's an electrician, so he got me some of it for free. And you just glue it down, you know, to where you need it to be. And there's the mask I just made compared to my other one. Now I'm going to do the gross fleshy bits. This is mostly for the neck because I already had pieces for the head. All you gotta do is you take liquid latex and you mix it with some acrylic paint to make it a gross purpley reddish color. And then you just paint it onto your mannequin head, and then you put tissue paper on top of that, or toilet paper, or paper towel. And then you put another layer of liquid latex, and you know, you keep doing that until you have at least 5 or 6 layers of toilet paper and liquid latex built up. And it gives it a nice gory looking texture and stuff to it. And make sure whatever brush you use, you are okay with getting it destroyed, because liquid latex will destroy your brushes like completely. And see how it's starting to come along. I think I used about 5 or 6 layers on that. I'm just testing everything out to see how the mask is starting to look now. You see, he's starting to come together. Just now, you see I'm done. I still have to paint a little bit of the foam on the inside of the mouth, but you can see the liquid latex neck, how that turned out. It hides my real neck. And all I did was peel it off the mannequin head and then cut it a bit and then glue it on the inside. That's all you do, and it covers your human neck and it has that cool beef jerky kind of effect that's the purple guy has. You can move your jaw in it and everything, and yeah. Like I said, it's a bit bigger than my other mask, but it's better because it actually covers my head completely, unlike the other one. Just trimming liquid latex now. Make sure it all looks good. Bit of a perfectionist. Make sure you don't glue it onto the elastic or the elastic won't move. And there you go. There's how you do Springtrap finally. Sorry about the delay, but I had a lot of crap going on in my life. But here you go, guys. The Springtrap tutorial part 2 completely finished. Arbiter. See you later, guys. Woo!